In New York, there's a sinister hotel with one room that never opens. Room 1408. Since the hotel first opened in 1912, a total of 56 people have died in that room. Jumpers, overdoses, hangings, self-mutilations. No one has ever figured out exactly what happens inside. To prevent more tragedies, the hotel permanently closed the room. But then came a writer who specialized in ghost stories. He had traveled across the country visiting haunted houses, yet had never once encountered a real ghost. He was a skeptic through and through. So when he heard about room 1408, he immediately came to the hotel, demanding to stay there. The front desk refused and quietly called for the hotel manager. With a smile plastered on his face, the manager offered to upgrade the writer to the presidential suite. The writer replied, "I want 1408. The manager invited him to his office. There, the smile faded, and he solemnly begged the writer not to stay in that room. But the writer would not compromise. So the manager pulled out a thick notebook. When the writer opened it, the very first page described the first victim. 1912, the hotel's opening week. Someone had slit their throat in the bathtub. The writer kept flipping through page after page, each filled with grisly details. The manager told him, "No one has lasted more than 1 hour in that room." The writer only grew more intrigued, insisting he must stay. He even threatened, "If you don't let me, I'll sue the hotel." The manager had no choice but to agree. The manager personally escorted him upstairs. The writer asked, "Is the room filthy?" The manager replied, "We clean it once a month, 3 people at a time, never longer than 10 minutes, and the door must stay open." Even then, a few years ago, a maid locked herself in the bathroom. By the time they pulled her out, her eyes were gone. When they reached the 14th floor, the manager gave one final warning: "Do not go in." But the writer still refused to believe. Left on his own, he began walking toward room 1408, flipping through the notebook as he went. The photos and accounts grew bloodier, more disturbing. He was engrossed. Suddenly, he realized he had circled back to the elevator. Was some unseen force trying to push him away from the room? He shut the book and focused all his attention on finding 1408. Just before reaching it, he noticed a mother and baby casually entering the room next door. It looked perfectly safe. Finally, he arrived at 1408. He slid in the key, turned it, opened the door, and flipped on the light. Everything looked normal. The man sneered, closed the door behind him, and began inspecting the place. The TV, normal. The toilet paper, normal. The minibar, normal. The only issues: the air conditioning was too warm. There was a stain on the floor, and a painting on the wall seemed a little unsettling. He opened the window and leaned out. Outside looked fine as well, and just then,